But let me, I have to use the restroom, so if you'll give me a minute.
That's fine.
And then we'll get you a phone, and we will call your attorney.
Okay.
Okay? Oh. And I will sit here with you.
All right.
As you walk out.
Yep.
Water?
Nope, I'm fine. Thank you.
I don't know if I should apologize for what happened on the highway or not, but
I almost feel like I should in a sense, but I don't think, I know for a fact that he didn't know. So I don't think that it was intentional on anybody's part for any of it, so.
yeah.
I know that didn't look good, but I mean, you can understand why we
I know
went
one thing,
through-
if I got caught doing that, I would have gotten my ticket and gotten thrown around the lawn, especially when they found out I was a federal agent. Oh, really? You're driving like that around here? Get your ass in my car.
Well,
kinda
we
how it
figured
worked out.
going through the airport, it's restricted airspace, so they can't take the helicopters through. And we thought that the cars that were following us from my attorney's office were media, because there was a media van that followed us and another van that went with them. So we're thinking, oh shit, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
It's happened before. It happens every day.
I know it does.
So
I know it does. I'd like to make it stop happening, to be honest with you.
I would too.
Well, you know what I'll say to that. I've said it to your mom, I've said it to your dad, and I've said it to your brother even.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, that was one thing that they all agreed upon, was the fact that you've extended, your hand to help. Most people haven't. So
I was afraid that some of what I said to them probably offended them, because I told them that if I find out something that you don't want to hear, I'm going to tell you anyway.
Well,
Just
honestly,
because-
they'll respect that. That's just, the type of people that they are in the same way.
I know they are. But when I hit them with certain things, they don't want to hear it. And I understand that.
Yeah, well,
But it doesn't mean I'm not going to say it.
exactly. When you have different beliefs than somebody, it is hard sometimes to hear their opinion. But
That's true.
that doesn't mean that they don't respect your opinion or the fact that you're coming forward with what you think or what you feel. So,
Well, to some extent, it's comforting to hear you say that, because it was never my intention to piss anybody in your family off.
yeah,
I'm not in it to get a conviction. I get nothing out of it. I get zero.
exactly. You have a job you're trying to do.
I've found a few, and I've not found a few, and it sucks both ways.
Yeah, I agree.
So it is what it is.
Yeah.
Where I get sideways with people
Mm-hmm.
tends to be when attorneys get involved.
I've heard most people say that. They don't like attorneys very much.
I have many family members that are attorneys. I have no problems with attorneys. What I have problems with are, at some point, we have to set aside the rules, and we have to find kids. And you know what? So be it. That's why I told you in the car. If you tell me anything now,
Yeah.
I'll get up and say, yep, I heard it, and she'd already invoked it. We can't use any of it. That's just the way it is. That's all that matters to me.
Yeah.
And, when we did another case that I was involved in, they lost a confession. And I sat there and I looked right at the guys that we worked with. I said,
That's not what's
who
important.
cares?
Yeah.
We found her. We found her, and he's going to get what is coming to him. That's not my job.
Mm-hmm.
And it works out in the end. And it works out in the end on all sides, to be honest with you. It may not be comfortable for everybody.
Yeah.
And I've done things that if I get caught for, I'm not going to be comfortable, I can tell you that. It's just the way life is. But it's not the end of the road either. And that's what we have to keep in mind. It's not the end of the road.
Just a random question.
Sure.
Are there cameras in all of the rooms,
I
or
have
just
no
some?
freaking clue. I've
Yeah.
never been in this part of the building, so
Well, I know this is
my
new.
guess would be yes.
We're gonna go get something to drink. Do you want any soda, Mountain Dew, Pepsi, nothing?
No, I'm fine.
Good.
Thank you very much.
I know my mom.
I would guess yes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Well, my mom wasn't aware that there was a camera in the room, I guess, when she met with Melich and I forget who else in the big interviews that were released to the media, and she was infuriated.
Mm-hmm.
You would would think that that's something that, you should be told. But you don't have to be.
Right. The law is the law.
Yeah.
And I will play within the rules of the law.
Okay.
If it's a tool that's available to me that I can use later to look back on and see if I missed something or could I have done something better, I'm going to take advantage of it.
Yeah, exactly.
I would assume that this place probably has one somewhere.
Or
around
easily,
here,
or
but-
at least something that records audio, so either way.
Yeah. I can tell you I don't have anything on it. Yeah, they'll probably be somewhat unhappy when they see my interviews with them. Those haven't been released yet, but they were on video.
Yeah. Well, that's just part of the discovery, so.
Yeah. It'll all come out.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But, like I said, I have loyalty to one person in every one of these cases, and it doesn't happen to be anybody I'm interviewing usually.
Understandably.
It's not a slight on them. You know, I've dealt with many different people in many different positions,
Mm-hmm.
none of which are comfortable, and those things always get in the way that you have on your hands. You know, such are the rules that we work under.
Yeah. Here's my question.
Sure.
I know this is a question that a lot of people have asked. The grand jury and all of that is supposed to be secret, but it was released to the media right off the bat. My dad hadn't even been subpoenaed, and that was released. So I just think a lot of that's kind of funny. And the fact that they invited the media in when they were releasing the decision. My mom had received a text message from someone within the media
Yeah.
saying they're letting all of us in when they make the decision. We're thinking, are you serious?
There are rules.
Mm-hmm.
I am quite sure that one of the rules that was followed was that when the decision to indict has been made,
Mm-hmm.
that part of it is public,
Yeah, that part's public.
and they can let the media into the courtroom at that point.
Yeah.
I bet, this is just my bet, I don't know what the Florida rules are, I'm more federal stuff, familiar with that.
Yeah.
But what I bet is that it was done under seal, and there
Mhm.
were no names and no official charges probably read aloud.
Mm-hmm.
It probably just was, there's been an indictment received in a case. And that's it.
Well, when the media was out there all day and they knew about this a week ago that it was going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of funny. It's supposed to be secret, and
The
everything was
happenings,
released.
the happenings are secret.
Mm-hmm.
What takes place within the room is secret.
Yeah. But as far as when it actually is convened and, pulled together the witnesses and stuff like that, that's not also supposed to be secret?
It depends on how they're subpoenaed.
Okay.
I mean, if you're subpoenaed under a regular court order, that's a
My
public
dad was through
document.
his attorney, so I'm not quite sure how that came through. Yeah, I
But
know.
if the subpoena itself
Yeah.
is just a regular federal
Yeah,
or
certain
grand
things
jury
are
subpoena, that's public
public
record.
knowledge, yeah.
It doesn't say what it's for. It doesn't say what case it's in. It doesn't.
Mhm.
It just says you're subpoenaed to appear before the grand jury.
Well, with them announcing that, there was going to be a grand jury, and obviously my name was thrown out, they knew who the grand jury was for.
Who threw your name out?
All of the media said that it was from an inside source, meaning in here. So that's where they all say is.
I can tell you
getting
what I
their
think
sources
of the
from.
media and what I think of people who leak stuff to the media.
I think it's garbage. Yeah,
But
I agree. That's the
that
next way of
doesn't
putting it.
doesn't make it any less necessary. Without them,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be quite honest. Without the media, we don't find a quarter of the kids that we.
Oh, I
are
agree.
looking
It
for.
helps. The exposure has helped bring in so many tips for my daughter.
But at the same time, what it creates is it creates a monster that otherwise isn't necessary.
Exactly.
The tips are what the tips are.
Mm-hmm.
If it was a local media only,
Mm-hmm.
it would be much easier to work.
Yeah.
When you make it the national media, then you come up
You
with
get the Nancy Graces.
well, you
and
get the
everything
well, you
else.
get the tips also
Mhm.
that come from Hawaii that say I saw Kaylee.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? Okay, let me call
Now,
Hawaii
ones
and let me
from
send them out.
Georgia
Let me do
and
that.
ones that are a little bit
Th-
closer
those are what I
range.
consider local because the,
Yeah.
the local
It's in
stations
close
are going to
range.
cover that.
Yeah.
That's contiguous to the state of Florida. That's not.
When people are only getting their information from the Nancy Graces or from Globe magazine or People or stuff like that. Are you kidding me?
Well, I can say you will not see me sit down and be interviewed
Yeah,
by People or Globe or anybody else. It's not going to happen.
that's a good.
Go.